Welcome back to Free Speech Nation. Now, a 12-year-old schoolboy has reportedly been referred to the counter-extremism programme PREVENT after he said there are only two genders. After posting a video online stating there's no such thing as non-binary, the boy's school told his mother that he was at risk of radicalisation by the far right. The mother told the Daily Mail that PREVENT also raised concerns over her son's response to if any groups shouldn't exist. The boy, who's Jewish, said that Hamas should be wiped out. With me now is the founder of FairCop, Harry Miller.
Yeah, hi. Thanks for having us.
Welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. Let's have a little round of applause. I think everyone was a little bit too shocked by that story to tell us more. How did you get involved with it?
I got involved a few weeks ago now. The parent rang me up and said, "You're not going to believe this, Harry, but the school threatens to report my 12-year-old boy to the anti-terrorist unit because he'd come out and said that he was gay, not queer." I thought this was utterly ridiculous. So I thought, I know what I'll do. I will see off the school. I will write them a letter from FairCop and tell them that I will have their asses, in the non-sexual sense, if they don't back off.
In the gay, not queer sense.
Yeah, in the gay, not queer sense, yeah. I'll have their asses in the gay, not queer sense, unless they back off from this kid. And that was it. I thought no more about it. Until 2 weeks ago, when I got another phone call to tell me that PREVENT, the counter-terrorist unit, were going to be pitching up at their house on a Tuesday afternoon. So I did what I do best. I staged an ambush, and I was there waiting for them.
And how did they respond? Do they know you? Are they familiar with your work?
Well, the very first thing they said when they knocked on the door was, "Is Harry Miller from FairCop here?" And of course, they arrived early just to sort of make sure that I wasn't there. So they did an interview without me. I got there on time at 2:30, and when I got there, I said, "Look, sorry I'm late. I think you were early, but could you please give me a recap?" And what they said was, "No, we're not wasting your time or the parents' time. We've already explained the terrorism problem with the parents, and we're not going to repeat it." And she said, "But I didn't understand a word you said." And they said, "Well, we're not going to say it again. We're leaving. That's the end of the conversation." And off they went. I followed them out into the garden and said, word for word, "If you ever approach this family again, I will arrest the pair of you." And they said, "What?" I said, "You heard. I will arrest you again, because what you are doing, you are the terrorists. You are criminally harassing this family." He has said something which is not even in the foothills of criminality. "And if you come here again, I will grab you both by the scruff of the neck and I will drag you down to the nearest police station and we'll have it out there. Because we do not have a Stasi, a Checker or a Gestapo in this country. And we don't have a Home Office or a police force that sends out the big guns because a 12-year-old boy has said, 'I'm gay, not queer.'" It's entirely wrong. Now, to be fair, there was another aspect to this story. This little boy had also posted on his TikTok channel, which has got about 10 subscribers, a little video of himself with a weapon. This is what PREVENT said. He was dabbling in weaponry, far right weaponry. Now, the weapon that he was talking about,
there it is. You can see it on the screen.
It was a toy crossbow bought from English Heritage. You can get them from Amazon. Now, I can tell you this. I watched the video, and it's sad. I'm not a young man. My prostate is not what it was. But I can tell you now that I can pee further than that little boy shot that arrow. That is the fact of the matter. It was a foam arrow, a child's toy, but PREVENT and Northumbria Police and the lunatic Chief Constable Vanessa Jardine, who is so pro-LGBTQI. She's like a little, she's got her own little militant group in Northumbria. They said that because this boy did not embrace LGBTQI nonsense, because this boy had said that he wanted to see Hamas wiped out, and because this boy had been playing with a little bow and arrow, this was terrorism.
I mean, it's so insane. There's there's a lot going on here. First of all, as you said, the boy is Jewish. From what I understand, he was being bullied at school, and receiving insults, including people doing Nazi salutes. Now,
it gets worse than that. It gets worse than the parents told Prevent and the chief and the police constable detective that was there. So look, my boy's been there, and when he got out of the shower, they asked him, "Is this what it was like at Auschwitz?" Saying that to a Jewish boy, and they said, "Well, that's not very nice, but that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about your son's radicalisation and your boy's flirtation with weaponry."
So they haven't actually investigated this or taken it any further.
No.
This, what would arguably be hate crimes.
No, this is the same force, of course, that investigated Lindsay Smith, who is a Newcastle United lesbian, for saying that she was LGB, not LGBT. Again, FairCop were involved in that. We did a sting on that one and got the entire thing recorded, and we'll be taking the Chief Constable to the High Court, because we do not have, we must not allow, we cannot allow a politicised police force in this country. I always think of Her late Majesty the Queen. Did we have a clue what she thought about anything politically? The answer is a great big no. She was nice to everybody, polite to everybody, smiled at everybody, but we had no idea what her views on anything were. That's what we need from chief constables. That's what we need from the police. We need them to be politically vanilla. We need them to serve without fear and without favour. And we don't need to know what their politics are, because they shouldn't have any.
Well, true, but I mean, surely the issue is here. Now, Prevent would probably say that they have a duty of care. They have to follow these things through. This was recommended by the school. Yeah. So if the school is now then calling up Prevent, don't they have to investigate?
No, of course they don't have to investigate. No, of course they don't. We've got our authorities, the Home Office, the police. They have a duty, first and foremost, to weigh up the evidence. These are not gangsters, thugs for hire. You can't simply ring up the police and say meh, 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 and then expect them to go out and act on your complaint. You can't do that. The police are supposed to have a look at the evidence and go, right, OK, was this little boy making bombs during his science lesson? No. Well, what was he doing? Oh, well, he said he was gay, not queer. Like, so what? What was he doing? What was he doing? Well, he's been seen firing a little bow and arrow with the phone-tipped ends. Well, that's not terrorism, is it? That's not a police matter. That's not even a head teacher matter.
Well, to say, yes, no, absolutely. I mean, it's insane to say that Hamas should be wiped out. They are a prescribed terrorist, fundamentalist organisation, rapists, murderers. There's absolutely nothing wrong with saying that they should be wiped out.
Nothing wrong at all.
It's not in any way near illegal. And the fact that he's Jewish and has been receiving anti-Semitism himself. And the other thing, as you say, he said that non-binary isn't real. That's a protected belief that you're allowed to say that, of course.
Absolutely.
And also, that in fact, he says he's gay and not queer. I believe I read somewhere that 95% of LGBT people think that queer is an insult. This is how it started, even though it's been reappropriated by gender ideology. But it's an offensive word to many people.
It is. But forget all of that. Forget all of that. This is a 12-year-old boy. Now, the fault initially lays with the school, because we have basically political commissars in the school who are reporting children for wrongthing. So it starts there. It then moves on to the police. The police have got political commissars running them, and it moves on to the Home Office, because it seems that they have also got political commissars running the Home Office. You cannot send the anti-terrorist squad and a detective constable to a person's home because they've said this, because a 12-year-old has played with a child's toy and said something which 99% of the population agree with. Well, you cannot do that. You simply can't.
You're saying they cannot do it. The problem is, of course, they have done it.
Yeah.
So what is the next step? First of all, what's the next step in this particular case? And how is the 12-year-old boy? And secondly, what can be done to stop this?
Well, what we're going to do, we are going to take the Chief Constable of Northumbria, Vanessa Jardine, to the High Court. I've done it before. I won a massive case in 2020 against Chief Constable of Humberside and the entire College of Policing, and we will do it again. I am not afraid of Chief Constables. I am not afraid of the police. I'm not afraid of the Home Office. And when they behave like criminals, I will treat them like criminals, and I will drag them through the courts. That's what I'm going to do. That's why FairCop exists. And every chief constable in the country who is political needs to be very, very afraid of Harry Miller and FairCop, because we are coming for them.
And how is the 12-year-old boy? What's the follow-up been?
He's absolutely distraught. Of course he's distraught. What 12-year-old would not be distraught when the anti-terrorist unit come round? The parents are absolutely distraught. This child has got to now go back into the school where there are staff members who are supposed to be safeguarding him have reported him to the anti-terrorist unit. This is deeply homophobic. It's deeply criminal. It's absolutely scary as hell, and we need to resist it. We have to resist it. Now, the new Home Secretary needs to get a grip of this. Yvette Cooper needs to get a grip. I don't care. She's allowed to be a politician. She's allowed to be political, but she has to drive out all forms of politics from policing, all forms of politics from the judiciary, all forms of politics out of the Home Office, which is supposed to serve all of us without fear and favour. It's no good, these people saying we're on the right side of history when they're on the wrong side of the law, because that's what's happening. That's what's happening.
Fair enough. Well, look, if the 12-year-old boy or his family are watching, I just want to say people are with you, and I want to say that there is no such thing as non-binary, and Hamas absolutely should be eradicated. And you're a very brave young man, and I hope that you come out of this well and strong, and you're obviously very sensible and good parents. Harry, thank you so much for coming in and talking about this story to us.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you.